again is like interesting to see, but off the top of my head, yeah, those are the ones.
All right. Tosi, you want to go next?
Yes, sure. Sade, you said everything I wanted to say. But yes, the hits, like she said, translating the book to the movie, they did a great job. The setting, yes. For me, the miss is, I would say, like, a lot of scenes were very unnecessary and not needed. Like Amin said earlier, the church scene, I don't even understand. I didn't understand why that. I was just like, why? Also, not giving people context, because before I watched the movie, I can't remember. I think I read the book like years ago. I tried to reread it, but I didn't have the time, so I just went straight to the movie, and I felt like, yes, I understood some context, but like if I didn't read the book before, I wouldn't understand most of the things that were going on. Like, yes, I see what they're doing, but like I don't understand the backstory. And throwback scenes, I just was like, okay, you're showing our father drumming, great. Like there was like a lot more they could have done with throwback scenes, in my opinion. So those were the misses for me, as far as I can say.
Oh, Tosi, I just remembered one when you mentioned the scenes. Like even the religion thing was a huge thing for Tolani. Right, and then we saw the church. Like she only went to the church, but like that whole like her concerns or like her battle with the way religion is affecting people was kind of missed in the movie.
I agree.
Yeah, that struggle that she was fighting when it comes to religion. I think that I probably should have gotten somebody else who had not read the book and just watch the movie and just see what they have to say. Maybe then, because I also had issues with just a part of how the scenes were arranged. She was struggling with religion. She came from a family where her father was a I don't know if it's to say Shango worshiper or something. And then Ifa, yeah, all right. And then her mother was a Christian, an Anglican who goes to the Anglican church. And she was also torn between the two as well. And that scene where, Violet and what's her name again? Rose were arguing and we're talking about their mom, Sissy. A number of persons wouldn't even know that Sissy is their mom if they haven't read the book. Like, we know who Sissy is, but if you're watching the movie, you'll probably be wondering, okay, who are they talking about? Who is Sissy and why are they saying that, Sissy, I've said it before, and I saw you go day, and I saw you go do, and then there was also the other part where the scene Mrs. Dorjaya and her just eyeing Rose. Like, you don't understand the animosity between the two of them, why that was the conflict that's going on, except you've read the book. So there are so many things that I feel like were huge holes that should have been filled up. But I mean, what do you think?
I think a lot of the we all have same of the misses. A lot of nuance was lost in the adaptation, which is really sad because I think more people would have enjoyed it if they got that context. But even if it's 2 hours, 2 hours is long for a film, first of all, and I'm sad that instead of adding those things, they added a lot of unnecessary parts in the name of making sure that we know it's a period piece, which is what I think what those parts were supposed to show, like we're in a period piece. One thing I did not enjoy at all was the lead character. I didn't like that casting choice, and because she's such a dominant part of the film, it was very distracting. Every time she came on the scene, I was like, oh, you again. But you can't just take her out because I mean it's centered around her, and I did not enjoy the pacing. There was just something with the timing of switching, of transitioning in between scenes. There was just something slow. It wasn't. It wasn't kicking. It wasn't kicking.
What it was supposed to do.
Just something about that time. It felt very stage play. If it was a stage play, I'd have given this like all the stars. But alas, we're in film.
But I've seen some very flawless stage play, and the transitioning is mind blowing. Okay, I've seen some. Well, I'm just saying, like production and listen. I
know.
Fela and the Kalakuta Queens. What?
I still didn't say that. So what was my hit? I think my hit was, I still have to give him his kudos, with the set and the costumes. So he really made sure it was a period piece, and you knew that you were in 1980s Nigeria. And I really appreciated that. That was really the only thing that I was enjoying, really, because there was nothing else like keeping me watching the movie. That was I only liked the sets. So I'll give all the awards to the costume department and the set design people. But anything else, I'm like, okay. Sorry.
All right, when we take a break, we're going to take a break here. When we come back on the other side, we're going to talk about the story itself, like the book itself. And some persons like it, and some persons it didn't seem to do anything for them. So probably this movie not being, because IMDb rated this movie 3.1 over 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the lowest, and it scored 3.1. So the question is, could it have been that the book makes or mar the movie, or is it just otherwise? Stay with us. It's a Smooth Book Review Show. Don't go anywhere.
3.1. No, that's not nice.
No, I'm not surprised.
Deep.
I am not
3.1. I'm not shocked.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not shocked.
But also, like,
IMDb
you
rated
guys don't
3.6 over 10. What are you saying?
I'm
you
not
didn't
even
like
shocked.
Tolani?
Even that three is generous. I'm serious. I didn't.
Wow.
It didn't.
No, but I feel like I said, I think Nigerians like a very plot-driven story, and this is not a plot-driven story.
Actually, this one is not even a Nigeria matter. Like, when I watch Nigerian movies, but I already watch with the expectation that they are going to fall my hand, you know. So I'm already underneath the ground. Now, if you have to come and meet me under the ground, there is a problem. But my mindset is already that Emma fuck up. So I'm just watching it, to pass away time. And this one, it didn't come and meet me under the ground, though, but it was just where I thought it was going to be. Like, I was like, oh well. It didn't pass any expectation. It didn't reach my expectation. Yeah.
My friend didn't watch it. She didn't read the book, and she watched it, and she was like, she messaged me on iMessage, and she was like, why are people trashing this book? This movie is not bad. Actually good. Like, is there something I'm missing? Did you read the book? Is there something? Because people were really going in, and I don't know. I didn't. I feel like when I came online, I was shook. I was like, I thought everybody would come and say, okay.
And they were online saying they love the book, they love the movie.
No, they came online to say it was trash.
It's trash.
Really? I never saw. I
won't call it trash. I won't call it trash.
I mean, not
better like half the stuff,
but like
I
just wish that the actors. I just wish that the lead actress wasn't Neola. I
think that's the major problem.
That's the major issue.
Exactly, she was in our faces all the time.
Yeah.
But you guys do not like her.
No,
it's not like that.
Like she was thinking of everything. Yeah, it's like she was thinking of everything she wanted to say. She would think and then say.
No, but I thought she was like perfect, because I just felt like I felt like Tolani was like this person that was just constantly irritated and like life was happening to her.
We're going in. And you're listening to Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It's a Smooth Book Review Show right here on Smooth 98.1 FM. My name is Judith TV. 10:46 a.m. by the time. It's the final leg here of the show. Joining me live via Zoom is Amin. Find her on Instagram. She's at Lipgloss Mafia. Sade at SBC_book club. And Tosin at Books X Naps. You can find her on Instagram there. We are join the conversation on WhatsApp on 0809-444-0981. Again, 0809-444-0981. You can also stream us live on YouTube. It's www.youtube.com/smooth981. So guys, this is our final leg. And like I said, IMDb rated this movie, they rated it 3.6 over 10. Okay, it says 3.6 over 10. And if you don't know who the IMDb is, it's basically just a website where they release movies and they post trailers, and they put their own rating and they share. So it's really a very, 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 very huge site for movie execs and just movie heads or cinephiles. And so your rating, it really it's like Rotten Tomatoes, right? It's right, Rotten Tomatoes, and their ratings can really mark a movie, and they rated this 3.6/10. So my next question is, what went wrong? Is it the storytelling? Is it because, I mean, before the break, or before we went on air, whilst we're off air, you were saying that the book didn't actually hit it for you. So is it the story, the narrative itself, that kind of marred the book? Is it the directing that marred the book, that marred the movie? I beg your pardon. Is it the acting that marred it? Like, what was wrong? What was wrong with this?
First of all, let me start with a disclaimer. I'm one of the biggest Sefi Atta fans. Boom. And if I was going to if someone asked me which of Sefi Atta's book can we adapt, Swallow would have not been my first choice. I guess this was picked because it's a social economic issue type book. So it makes sense, but it will not have been one of the books to adapt, just because I feel like a lot of things can be lost in the adaptation, which unfortunately happened. So I don't think it's a problem with the book itself. The book is good. I liked the book. But did I ever imagine this particular book on TV? No, I did not. Other books maybe, not this particular one.
True.
But and I think that was what happened with the adaptation. Too many things were lost while they were trying to adapt it. And then it did not help that the main character didn't bring her A game. It didn't help either. And I'm also going to blame the director, because I just did not like the timing and pacing of this. It didn't feel, it didn't bang. Does anybody else want to add?
Shut it. Oh yeah, Tosin, go ahead. You said you had a friend who watched this movie and had not read the book and texted you and was, well, tell the story, because I'm really.
Yeah, my friend she sent me a message and she was like, "Oh, the movie was really good. Did you like it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." I was like, because I went on social media, and people were like, "The movie is not good. It wasn't that great." And I'm like, I honestly, personally liked the movie. Yes, the main character was my major and probably only issue. I feel like because they got that wrong, it now seemed like everything was wrong. But I feel like overall they did a great job. I really enjoyed it. Like when I wasn't on social media, I switched off everything. I was watching the movie. I enjoyed it. When I now came on social media and after I noticed, I was like, oh right, I didn't even notice all these things that people were noticing. I don't know.
All right, Shadi, you're the last person.
I like the movie. And I like the movie, and I'm probably also like biased because I'm not really a fan of Nollywood movies at the moment. Like growing up, I watched them all the time, even up until like uni when everybody was on Iroko TV. Like that was before we all had Netflix and everything. I watched them, but I just think the stories have become the same and the narratives have become the same. And to me, it was like, okay, finally, something different, because I think that my two issues with Nollywood is that these storylines are just so random. It's always this, and if they are, it's the same thing. And then like pacing in general is not very good. So I thought, okay, we have such a good like literary scene. Like you guys should just pick one or two, work with a few people and like adapt it. And I guess we're seeing that start happening. So that would like, I mean, they did this with Half of a Yellow Sun, but again, I don't like that movie. They did this again with like Smart Woman Money. That was also very interesting.
Please, let's not mention Smart.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I read the book, but I'm just saying, like in general, there seems that people are picking like Prince. So I was like Swallow and Sefi Atta. I was like, of course, fantastic. But yeah, I like the movie. I think it was focusing on like the characters. I know you guys are saying you don't like the main character, but I think she embodied that, like that just like
No.
Just like
Okay.
tired of everybody and tired of life, everything, feeling of just like, oh, why am I still here? I feel like she did that well, because that was my sense of what I thought Tolani was. It was just this person that is just like, I am so sick of this place, and I'm literally like one breath away from like just breaking down. And you see that. I feel like I saw that. Yeah, like, could it be better? For sure. Again, until we nail this pacing thing of why is there this extra scene, like why do we still have these scenes where someone is driving into a compound and we have to see that whole drive for like the whole 20-30 seconds? What does that do for the thing? And I think maybe adapting from books as well would be the best way to start, like getting screenplay writers to really get it, in terms of you can't have everything, but you already have the story, you already know where you're going, compared to like when you're writing afresh as the screen and play person of like, okay, I'm just writing the story now. But when you already have the story, you're like, okay, what's the essence of the story? That is what I need to capture. Everything else is just nice to have. Like, you don't actually need to have all of these things. But I think they captured the essence, so that's enough for me.
Shade, you are one of the advocates, and I think we also, I mean, everyone here advocates for just the synergy between the literary scene and, of course, the emerging Nollywood scene that we have, not the urban Nollywood, but the new one that's coming, and this contemporary Nollywood scene that we've seen. But this particular movie saw the collaboration with the author of this book and the director, who's also a producer as well, Kunle Afolayan. She was also part of the screenwrite. She was able to screenwrite and kind of help, pick out what was necessary from the book and portray that on TV. But as literature heads and literature enthusiasts, and do you think that, because I don't think that there was some sort of synergy, maybe it could be good in paper, but then on screen it just didn't work. I think that's what I want to think it is, because you can write it, but then on screen it probably didn't work, or maybe there's some kind of a deadline. I don't know what it was, but there's some things there was just some holes there that I just wish that, in staying true to the book, there are some things that need to be left out and some things that can be readapted, can be worked for TV, and this didn't work for, and just this one, it didn't exactly do it. So which brings me to the next question. Do you think that in no time, do you think that do you think that it would work, like the synergy between Nollywood and then the literature scene? Because there are plenty of books. You've talked about Tomorrow Dies Yesterday for an adaptation. I also think that Purple Hibiscus should be adopted in no time. So now with this, and then we've also talked about, I think, what Tosin, what was the book you wanted them to adapt as well? And all these books, do you think that it can work? And would it be, with this particular example that we've seen now, can it be done well? Because we are also like champions of this thing. Make one mistake, we'll come on here and bash people, But do you think it can ever work well? Who wants to go first?
Okay. I think it can. I actually think it can. This was a good run. I mean, it wasn't bad per se. But the only thing I have to say about the movie is it's not bad. But
no, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Don't get me wrong. It's not bad.
It's actually not bad. And I feel like there will be more. We're still looking forward to Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wives.
Hey.
And
then there's a Lion and the Jewel. The one,
it's not Lion and the Jewel. The Kings.
The king and his horseman, the king's horseman or something.
Yeah, Death of the King's Horseman.
Death of the King's Horseman. Yes, by Wole Soyinka. It's been signed by Mohan Bodu's Ebony Life film.
So I do think eventually, I think the more they keep doing it, because we also have to give them space to grow. It's not like anybody who can learn. The more they do it, the better they will get. And I hope they will keep taking feedback from people. Or when they do testing, they get like test audiences to see how it is. I don't know if they factor this kind of things like they do in the overs, but it would be nice if they do that. They get like more consultants and people who have like read it, and like someone who can read the screenplay and like, okay. That kind of thing. There should be, it will get better. I think it will get better because even though our Nigerian films have gotten better with quality, they have really lacked in the storytelling department. So I think the more they discover stories, newer stories, the quality is already there. So the more they discover stories, I think it will get better eventually, but it will take time.
Shadi, do you feel the same way too? Well, out of time, just 30 seconds. You feel the same way too?
I think so, for sure. I think that you can't get everything in there. You need to be able to adapt it to what like people like on screen. And also, I think you should also be free to have your own touch, because again, if you have to do it exactly like the book, you're literally having like millions of people who have read the book. They're going to have it different interpretations, so you can't always get it right. Like it's always interesting to see your own thing. Like, just very quickly, like the way the movie started, for example, I thought that was like nice, because that's not how it started. We kind of got that towards the end, but I liked how they started with the mommy, like, I'm coming, and like I've suffered. Like, he's now telling the story. Like, that was his own spin on it, right? So little things like that. But yeah, I think all the stuff that Emmy just said are important, like testing, not just at the end, but like getting feedback and making sure that they are consulting and adapting things to be as receptive to what people like right now. All
right, Tosin, go 30 seconds.
Yes. I'm not even much. I agree with Shadi. They will get better with time. They just need to get good stories and translate it properly. I think Valo was a good one, and it was a good try. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll watch it again, but I think, we have a long way to go, but we're at least right there. We're starting. So
we're starting. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This was wonderful. Let's score it 5 over 10. Let's go. Let's score over 5. I'll say 3. I mean
2.5.
Ashade.
Wait, the movie or the book?
Yeah, the movie over 5. Go.
I think it was like a 3.5.
3.5. That brings us to the very end. Thank you so much, guys. I say 3 over 5. Well done. Join us next Saturday. It's going to be another amazing time right here on the Smooth Book Review Show. Join us. Stick around. Coming up in 1 minute, it's going to be time for the Total Football Gang. Don't go anywhere. This has been the Smooth Book Review Show. My name is Jennifer TV. Goodbye.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. Thank you, Shadi. Thank you so much.